So reading for Gemini. This reading may resonate with you if you happen to have Gemini in your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus dominant in your natal chart. Cross-watching for a Gemini. You have Gemini in your 7th house. Certain things may resonate, certain things may not. Take what resonates, disregard the rest. Some of you Geminis, I'm not speaking to you at all. This may not be your message. So please have the discernment and the discretion to know the difference. Let's get into it. We're always going to talk about sensitive topics. If that's not your thing or you're not in the headspace to hear about sensitive topics, take this opportunity to exit the reading. And please avoid making rash decisions based on a general reading. Gemini, it seems like there's some things that you're releasing. Some things in your life that may have been cluttering your life. And it seems like you might be starting to recover from certain things. You might be getting your confidence back. But it seems like in the meantime, you might be detoxifying from someone. You might feel that there's someone who is toxic for you. And maybe you've decided to cut off communication with someone, or you haven't been communicating with them for a while, so that you can get some peace of mind. And so that maybe you can get some messages from your ancestors and your guides, because it seems like they're really going out of their way this week, Gemini, to really give you clarity about some things that might be kind of cloudy for you at the moment. One of those things that might be kind of cloudy for you at this moment is your career and what you're going to do. Some of you could maybe crave a career change. Something could really be going on at the job this week. At work, maybe you kind of feel like it's kind of redundant and that you're on the treadmill with this. Maybe it has something to do with communication skills. I don't know. Maybe communication is a bit off. You might be having communication clashes with someone this week, or some misunderstandings, some basic misunderstandings. It could be due to Mercury retrograde, very likely. There's some sort of an issue that I feel is really kind of occupying a lot of space in your mind this week. It looks like things are going to work out the way that they need to. You just might be like overly worried about something, kind of obsessed, kind of hanging on to some negative thoughts, maybe expecting the worst to happen. But, you know, you got some good news getting ready to come through for you. Something could be really going on for you this week on social media. There could be someone that could be showing you a lot of interest on social media. Someone could possibly come across your picture, Gemini, and someone could be maybe expressing their interest in you romantically, maybe even professionally. Maybe someone this week in your energy is not feeling very well. Goodness, you had so many things going on in your energy this week, Gemini. As I'm trying to pull cards about one thing that's happening, you got something else that's happening. It looks like they want to tell me, they're showing me like another 4 stories that might be going on. Somebody's really, you might come across something on social media for sure, but I don't have all the context to this yet. So we're going to come back to that, but I definitely see that you might come across something. It seems like somebody might be trying to say something to you that just really irritates you, Gemini. You definitely ascending spiritually. It seems like your intuition may be sharper, might be clearer. You might be kind of into spirituality. You might be, if you're open and receptive to hear from your ancestors, this is going to save you a lot of frustration, because it seems like where you feel like there's a huge mystery, your spirit guides come in to decode that mystery for you, and they give you the answer to show you how to resolve something. Be mindful of someone in your energy that is very manipulative. Somebody, Gemini, is for sure trying to manipulate you, or someone may see you as the manipulator. For others of you, this is someone on the outside that is trying to manipulate your situation by trying to maybe bring some sort of frustration for you. They can try all they want, Gemini, and they're not going to win. This is why your guides are saying Be careful about overthinking. You might be looking at your situation a certain way. This is why your angels and your ancestors come in so heavily to give you some sort of message or guidance, to show you how to kind of navigate through some circumstances this week that are a bit perplexing for you. Some of you have a legal situation. You might be going to court. There could be a family court matter that could be relevant to you. Or this could be extended family members that could possibly be having a court situation, especially if this is connected to a living situation. Okay, because it looks like you're at a crossroads and maybe you're not sure what's next. For sure, this is the case with your career. No doubt about it for some of you. You might be taking a trip to the grocery store, Gemini. Maybe some of you you're into divination. Maybe you read tarot. That might be something that you might be feeling very drawn to, tarot. Or that might be a gift that might be unlocking for you. Yes, you feel trapped. You feel helpless in some sort of situation. Maybe you feel like you can't move forward, or you're just not sure what to do next. And it feels like there's something going on where you feel like you kind of lost hope. Yeah. You might be reacting to a lot of different things in your situation. I honestly feel that this is somebody that wants you to react. I honestly also feel, and don't pay too much attention to this, Gemini. Your spirit guides are bringing this up because they want you to be aware, but please don't let this kind of take over your mood. But it does feel like there's somebody that's really running their mouth about you. You could be, maybe this is the person that you feel is toxic, and maybe this is why you're spending less time with this person. Someone in your energy this week, Gemini or cross watcher, is very two-faced. Somebody wants your forgiveness. Okay, it seems like there's a connection. Trust. Somebody is thinking about you. But I don't think that somebody is just thinking about you. There might be two different scenarios. Maybe I'm a little bit too early in the reading. Somebody is thinking about you, yes, to the point of obsession. Seems like you might be having some reunions with family members. I mentioned to you earlier, something about family members could be an issue. It's either your family member is having a legal situation, or this is something that concerns family. Okay. Something here connected to the judge, connected to court. Somebody is avoiding a legal situation. It's like somebody is maybe avoiding parole, probation. Some of you got some cheating going on in your situation, especially for some of you, this is a male cheater. Okay. I think for some of you Geminis or cross watchers, somebody's facing jail time. Somebody could possibly be turning themselves in. That's what this feels like to me. There's something that you might need to handle in court. Whoever you're dealing with in court, like whomever your opponent is, if this is your story and you do have a legal situation, somebody is really kind of, I almost want to say conniving is the word that came through for me. Let's see. What is this situation, spirit guides? It seems like you want peace. But then in the background of your situation, I mentioned to you, somebody's playing around in your energy. Somebody's trying to manipulate you or manipulate a situation, especially a legal situation. But like I said, just like I saw in the tarot, no matter, even though someone is going out of their way to do this, this would be the person obsessing over you. Okay. In spite of their efforts, it still feels like there's going to be a victory. So that's what I was saying. Something is frustrating you this week. You feel trapped. You might feel like there's a situation where you don't know what's coming up next, or you feel that you don't have a way out, or a plan B, a solution to something, and you kind of feel like something, like you're kind of forced and left up to fate. I said there's victory in store for you with a particular situation. Yeah. fate. Exactly. 5. You got some sort of change coming into your situation. Yeah, but trust and believe. Somebody is going out of their way to maybe try to get you to react. Okay. Somebody might be saying something this week, Gemini or Crosswatch, or someone thinks it's really hilarious to them. But somebody may end up putting their foot in their mouth. And it seems like that, like I said before, somebody is really going out of their way to get a reaction out of you. And this, I mentioned to you earlier, social media. This feels like there's a spy connected to that. It doesn't always have to be social media, but for a majority of you, I feel like that's where the spy is. Social. It's like somebody's trying to see what's going on with you, especially when it pertains to a living situation. So you have a baby. Some of you might be finding out about baby news. Maybe you had a baby recently. Gemini or Crosswatcher, you or someone else did. You're dealing with a smoker. This feels like, what's going on with court? Come on. This is really frustrating to see. I did say somebody's trying to play around in your energy. This isn't the case for all of you Geminis or Crosswatchers. This is someone's confirmation. I don't think that's going on for a majority of you. I think that's just going on for some. But like I said, regardless of that, there's victory in store for you in a particular situation where you might feel that it's a loss or that you're going to be taking an L. You got somebody that's coming to your door, Gemini, this week. So you could be house hunting. Hiring a realtor definitely looks like some of you may be getting the keys to a new place, okay? I feel like you're house hunting. And I do feel like something better is coming up for you. You may be getting the keys to a new place. Who are you going through an eviction? Either you are going through an eviction or you're worried about the outcome. Okay, what am I trying to say? Either you are literally getting evicted or you're worried that maybe this has happened more than once. You have something on your record, Gemini. This is either like connected to a home, living situation, where you have something that's on your record and you're trying to clean this up, or you're trying to expunge something, but you do have some positive changes coming in. You might be having some back pain, Gemini or Crosswatcher. Maybe somebody around you is. Come on, if this is pertaining to a legal situation, it's going to be all right. I think you're worried that maybe you can't move on from a particular place, a location, a situation because of there's something being a hindrance to you. Like I said, such as an eviction, something that's on your record, but it seems like the outcome to something is better for you in the end than you think it is initially. Seems like you got a lot of people watching you. You're under a lot of pressure. I don't know if you are an entertainer, Gemini, a performer. You could be a dancer. You could be possibly a tarot reader yourself. Or like I said, that's what brings you to tarot. But it feels like you do something online, possibly. Yeah, that's what this is. It seems like you're concerned about a living situation and the people that are in your home. Especially an earth sign. So is somebody coming back to your house? It seems like your situation may transform. Something may actually work out for the better. Like I said, if it's not happening with you directly, then this feels like this is happening to family. Let's see what's going on with your money. Because that's where I'm not clear. I'm not clear on what's going on. It seems like you got some money coming through. Yeah, harmony. So if you have had some sort of an issue with someone, let's say there has been a breakup, Gemini or Crosswatcher. Like you got a lot of distractions going on too, Gemini. Harmony. It seems like somebody does want to come back, but it also feels like there is a third party involved in this. It seems like you're not sure where to go next, Gemini. So like I said, you have some sort of change in store for you coming up. It does feel like somebody's returning. This could be family members. Maybe there's family members that you haven't seen in a while, or maybe there's the other way around. Okay. In particular, it feels like there's a father figure that could be coming into your energy. This is your child's father, possibly your own father. You will very likely be receiving messages or communication from a father figure. There could be a father figure that could be pouring into their child, spending money on their child. Somebody is definitely mending a relationship with you. And somebody could possibly be reaching out to you and sending you a message, especially if there has been a separation between you and this person for a while. You and a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, or you and an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Some of you singles, you might be getting involved with someone. This person could possibly be a fire sign, sun, moon, or rising. And it seems like your guys are saying, don't rush into this. Take your time. Somebody might have a hidden agenda in your situation, Gemini. This is precisely why treading carefully came out. So it seems like your guys are saying, be careful about maybe someone not being completely honest with you about their intentions. Gemini. You have some money coming in. There might be some money that has been held up that could have been delayed, Gemini or cross watcher. This money could be coming in over the next 7 days, possibly. It just seems like something has been delaying this money from coming in. Some of you, maybe you are a business owner. Maybe there's been a little setback. Maybe it has something to do with a health issue. You may have been tending to someone else's health. Some of you could possibly be working in healthcare. But yeah, when it comes to your money situation, thank you. You have been waiting for money. Either you've been literally waiting for some money to come in, money that you've been expecting, or you've been waiting for business to possibly pick up. It seems like something is coming in. Be careful about driving or, putting yourself in a situation where either you're riding dirty, Gemini. Like somebody is like in possession of something that they're not supposed to have, some sort of illegal situation. And they end up getting caught. And that could possibly be what this legal situation is about. Like this isn't something like, I think it's something like marijuana. I think it might be something like more intense. Okay. But if that's you, be careful of that. Because I see somebody getting caught up in a legal situation that could be avoided. Some of you Geminis, you could be traveling, or there could definitely be someone traveling to you. Gemini, you could possibly be taking a road trip someplace. Yeah. It seems like you owe a balance somewhere. It seems like somebody's coming back to look for that money, Gemini. So you could possibly be getting contact or communication from a creditor. So if it's not you that's waiting for money, somebody else might be waiting for you to pay them off. Like somebody's kind of looking for you, Gemini. For that reason. Okay, if there is a situation, well, for some of you Geminis, it does feel like there's money coming in. But with the fact that there is money coming in and your money flow, you might see this start to increase for you. But at the same time, you might have something kind of unexpected, an unexpected expense that may pop up for you. So use your money wisely. You may need to balance this the best way that you can, Gemini. For some of you, this whole situation that's got your money kind of scrambled up could be due to a job loss. I was mentioning to you, Gemini, that some of you could be, maybe you're dealing with some work uncertainty. Maybe something happened to your job unexpectedly. They just keep showing me scenarios that are coming up in your reading. And I don't want to forget to talk about something. Be mindful of your children. These don't have to be your literal children, okay? But these could be younger people around you. Maybe these are your younger siblings, your nieces, your nephews, grandchildren, however you may be related to children. It just seems like somebody could be very naive. Gemini, somebody could possibly be very prone to kind of believe certain things, certain information. Yes, one, it's because you do have gossip going on around you. Yeah. But like I said, people have them out, they're going to run it. That doesn't really have to affect you. And you want to give your reaction, that's your choice. But be careful about reacting to it, okay? Because it seems like I mentioned to you before, somebody thinks it's hilarious to say something to get your reaction because they want to see you down. It's like somebody likes to see you down on your luck, or somebody wants this. Careful about driving drunk. That might have been what I was seeing, like with somebody having something in their possession that they shouldn't have. This is like driving under the influence. I'm hearing the the letters OVI, operating a vehicle while intoxicated, this sort of thing. Maybe that is what possibly brings you to court. If you are avoiding a court situation, bad news. Please don't do that. Or if you're avoiding taking care of something and you have the time to take care of something, or you have the time to follow up on someone, it seems like you might want to do that. That would definitely be in your best interest, and it would save you a lot more frustration in the short, in the long run, by following up with someone that you may need to follow up with. Back to this children thing. Kind of jumping all over the place. Bear with me. If that's not your type of reading, yeah, I told you in the beginning, go ahead and exit out. But I want to read this while I see it. Children, I mentioned to you earlier. You've got a child in your situation that could be very naive, vulnerable, prone to believe whatever they're told. In your situation, I think some of you could have a child that might be surrounded by bad influences. So it seems like your guides want you to maybe be on the lookout for certain things that could possibly be a little bit off. Yes, either pertaining to you or your connections with you or the connections to someone around you. Something about your usual social circles. It seems like maybe there's some people that you're surrounded by, or someone else that's in your energy. They could be surrounded by these individuals. So what I mean, you got some two-faced situations. And this is the week that I feel that you may see true colors. If this has something to do with a home, home ownership, finding a home after there's been some sort of barrier, like I said, you're leaving a situation owing a balance, this sort of thing, and you're worried about what's coming up next. I mentioned to you, you got the keys to a new place because coming up. You just may not see it yet. I see home hunting, and I definitely see a situation where you may feel stuck. Or this is maybe someone feels maybe a little bit stuck and confused about how to fix a situation with you. Maybe after there has been foot in the mouth situations and somebody has said something that's really hurt your feelings. It truly does feel like someone has a heartfelt apology for you. Gemini or cross watcher, or someone has the intention of mending a situation with you. Someone wants to heal a situation, or you may feel the need to go and reach out to someone to heal this. And perhaps this is why I see someone possibly coming to your door. Who is coming to Gemini's? Gemini's energy this week's verified. Because somebody's coming to your door. Somebody wants to talk to you about something. And there's definitely some hidden truths in your situation. This is the week where that veil is completely ripped back and you see the truth about something, about somebody's intentions. Somebody's left looking like a clown in the end. Don't let it be you, Gemini. It's not just one person that's watching you, Gemini. It's not just one person, Gemini. It feels like you might have a few individuals that might have their eye on you. But that would make sense. Like I said, if you're on socials, this might be a good thing for you. This might be what kind of ramps up your finances. It's for maybe for people to maybe hear word of mouth about what it is that you do professionally, or maybe what you have an aspiration to do. It could even mean that traffic might be picking up. Let's say if you are on dating sites and you are open to maybe seeing someone or kind of seeing where things go with someone, you might be getting more traffic coming in for you that way. Traffic, that's interesting. Maybe it's a good idea to leave earlier, Gemini. You might be there might be a lot of traffic that could be around you. But this is definitely good news for you if you're looking for a job. Right now, you might feel like you're down. You might be experiencing some heartbreak. You might feel like you're not sure what to do next. There might be a lot of things that might be up in the air for you. This is just that sort of time, Gemini. You got some good things coming up for you. Like I mentioned to you at the top of the reading, it's just that right now, the way that you're looking at a situation, because every time I look at you in the cards, you don't look like you're in a stable place mentally. It looks like your mind is all over the place. And like I said, it's understandable. If you don't see what's coming up, you don't see the bend in the road, or you don't see that there's light at the end of the tunnel, you might be prone to feel this way. This week, Gemini, you might be craving a change in scenery. Maybe you're wanting to go to the beach, and maybe you're just kind of wanting to get out of your normal surroundings. Maybe before school starts. Because for some reason, I'm mentioning school because I feel that this is going to be relevant for you in some sort of way. Children, I mentioned to you, they could be yours, they could be someone else's. But it seems like there might be a need for some sort of tutorage. I don't even know if that's a word. But there might be a child that might be in need of some sort of guidance. Maybe a mentor or help in school. You do. This could be you, maybe returning home. Somebody's coming back. Either you are going back to your hometown, your normal stomping grounds, familiar places, familiar faces, this sort of thing. Or like I mentioned to you, somebody could possibly be coming back to you. Is this a legal situation, Spirit Guide? That's who I'm trying to see. Is there somebody else coming to your house? Like, is this a social worker? Is this sort of thing? Because for some of you, I feel like this is the legal situation. And some of you, you are being watched around your house. This is not to cause paranoia, but it is somebody's confirmation. So I'm going to say it. You got to go to the doctor, Gemini. Maybe you're feeling, I mentioned to you, either you or somebody around you is feeling under the weather. You do have a job. You are working this job right now, Gemini. The stalker is at work. You got some very ruthless people that you work around, Gemini or Crosswatcher. Especially if you're like an online social media influencer, there's somebody that's trying to disguise the truth about something. There could definitely be someone running their mouth about you, trying to ruin your reputation, especially if you are a business owner. Again, this isn't to discourage you, but it is to make you aware of what is in your surroundings. I think you have a very strong hunch. I think a majority of you, I don't know, should I say that? A majority, I'll say some of you. I feel that you're very highly intuitive. If you don't do some sort of divination, it seems like you might be going to someone who does to get some sort of confirmation about something. Who's coming back to your house? I might be overthinking this. I feel like your career is elevating, Gemini or Crosswatcher. You got something good coming up with your career. Like I said, if you can keep a stable mind. Check your bathroom for the plumbing. I think there may be an issue there. You might have an issue this week with a financial institution. Maybe there's something going on with a loan. Maybe there's something going on with a credit card, creditor of some sort. Like I said, whatever there is with a banking issue, You may need to get in touch with this person, especially if this is in connection with a home. Please follow up with someone this week, Gemini. Some of you may need to. It may bring you a level of peace of mind about something, or this is someone getting back to you finally. You have some resentment towards someone that maybe, like I mentioned, you haven't really had the best of rapport with this person. I don't know. Maybe it's the people that you live with. Maybe there's some sort of an issue here. Either way, whatever the details happen to be with this whole situation, it seems like you're able to get past this. You might be very emotional. You might be reliving past situations that maybe you thought you were over and were a done deal, Gemini or crosswatcher. Like I said, you might be very emotional, but it seems like you might get through it. I mentioned to you some sort of a job situation. Some of you, maybe there's a job interview that could be coming up. What might kind of delay things and hold and from you getting an answer or hearing back from someone could possibly be, because I'm seeing somebody spy on you, but maybe it's not a spy. Maybe for some of you, this is somebody doing a background check on you. And that might be what's delaying the process and somebody getting back to you. You might be diving into a good book, Gemini. Maybe you're a bookworm. Or maybe this is you. Maybe you want your kids to hit the books more. Or to maybe be more street smart. Maybe they're very intelligent, book smart, but maybe street smart. You might feel like there's a kid or somebody around you that lacks that, and you might be a little bit concerned about them. Time management. You might be watching the clock, maybe Gemini or crosswatcher. Maybe literally you might need a clock, maybe an alarm clock. You might be getting up and going to places late. But truthfully, I think that it might be that it might be kind of very important this week about how you utilize your time. Time management feels like it plays a huge role with you in how you conduct yourself and get certain things done. You've got some sort of document. You could be signing a lease. What is this about this document? Somebody's getting in contact with you. You might be getting some sort of a document this week. That's going to be very important. That might cause you a lot of frustration, or that might trigger some sort of anxiety. You've got some sort of an addiction, okay? It feels like it's your coping mechanisms. Like I said, Gemini, it might be a little bit of a tough one. Maybe at the beginning of the week, Gemini, you got to keep that anxiety in check. And it just seems like an addiction could really be getting in the way either of a relationship with yourself or your ability to kind of connect with someone. Someone's addiction is an issue. Or someone's addiction is very distracting and it's disrupting. This could be you. You could be disrupting your daily schedule. You might be kind of pissed off at somebody, Gemini, this week. And there might be some angry moments that you might have to kind of work through. There might be a child that really may need to talk to you, Gemini or crosswatcher, and it might be kind of hard for you to talk to someone when you might feel like you're an emotional wreck. But there's a kid that may need to get to the bottom of something or may need your advice about something. There's an obstacle, yes, when it comes to this court situation. Some of you, this court situation has something to do with a child. This could have something to do with custody of a child. It could have something to do with child support. I think you might be worried about it. This is a romantic situation. I think you might be worried. Yep, the lovers. That's you, Gemini. You might be concerned that maybe somebody is going to go back and forth between you and someone else. So it just seems like it might be hard for somebody to maybe tear that guardedness down. You got some high walls, Gemini, and it just seems like it's hard for somebody to kind of get through those walls. Goodness. Is this your thoughts tormenting you? It seems like it's your fears, torment. It's your thoughts. I don't know what I know. There's a lot of things that are causing that could be the cause of this because there's a lot of things that are going on in your reading. It's anxiety, an addiction, a relationship with someone. What might be going on in your pockets? There's just a lot going on. What's the solution? Attachment. Some of you, maybe you're attached to the outcome, or you're attached to a particular person. Your guides this week are inviting you to let go of restriction and let go of fear. Something is keeping you from moving forward, Gemini or Crosswatcher. You're holding on to something. You're attached to something. Something has become such an addiction for you, Gemini or Crosswatcher, to the point that it's become a distraction and it's kind of had you locked away or isolating yourself from certain people. I think you're going through a depression, really. That's what this looks like to me. But it looks like you have the ability to come out of this. But it also at the same time feels like you might be just really overly concerned about what other people think. Something is going on with you health-wise. Maybe some of you Geminis, you don't know exactly what's going on. You haven't identified the exact cause of what could really be going on with you or someone around you health-wise. This could even be a pet, Gemini. Something might be going on in the intestinal tract, Gemini. It may have something to do with the food that you're consuming, because it doesn't seem like you're eating the healthiest, Gemini. This is not a criticism, it's an observation. So please take it as such. You got a breathing issue. Some of you Geminis, you may not be feeling well because of what you're putting into your body. What you're eating may cause you to feel unwell. It does not feel like you might be eating kind of balanced. I don't know. The reason that I'm saying this is that maybe you might see a difference in the way that you feel by maybe changing something that you're putting in your body. Some of you are diabetic. You're eating a lot of sugar, a lot of processed foods, and maybe that might be, like I'm seeing anemia, a lot of back pain, and maybe a lack of support, especially with whatever is going on at home. Maybe it's just kind of hard for you to ask for help when you need a Gemini. But it seems like maybe this might be the week where you might need it. And if this is you and you've had such a prolonged situation when it comes to health, you could possibly be looking into changing your doctor. Because it seems like your health is very important this week, as with any week. As well as keeping a sharp mind. Maybe there's something going on with your eyesight, Gemini. You've been very stagnant lately. And it looks like somebody might be trying to kind of dominate you. I don't know who could do that to a Gemini. I don't know who thought they could do that, Gemini, but you might be kind of putting somebody in check, Gemini or Crosswatcher. Is there anything else, Spirit Guides, that needs to be known for the zodiac sign of Gemini for the next 7 days? You got a soulmate coming in, Gemini. It could be that maybe you haven't met this person yet. Gemini. But it definitely feels like there could be somebody coming in for you. And this might be a good match for you. I don't see this, Gemini, but maybe there are situations where you're letting people kind of dictate or run your life. Gemini, this is where your guides are saying put your foot down and create certain boundaries. Like I said, it's hard for me to imagine that Gemini wouldn't say what they need to say, but you might have a situation coming up such as this, or you have a child that might feel that that's something that's going on with that in that situation. Could be an adult that might feel kind of talked to and being treated like they're a child, this sort of thing. It feels like you're moving. You're moving to a different location, or like I said, there's just a change in scenery for you. You got an increase coming in for your money situation. It's something that you're manifesting, something that you're really putting a lot of your attention on. This is what I mean. Be careful about what you really put your attention into, Gemini or cross watcher, because like I said, the way that you're thinking, the way that you're operating, you have the ability to change this. It seems like you're very powerful when it comes to manifestation. So be very mindful of what you're kind of feeding your energy into and giving life to. This week, it seems like you're working on recognizing and letting go of old habits, because there is just something that's keeping you from moving forward. You see how the trap door is open? You have a way out of a particular situation, but it's an old habit that's keeping you feeling like this, when truthfully is this way. You have freedom. You can release yourself from a situation, yet you feel trapped. It has everything to do with your state of mind. Old habits, old ways of thinking. Be mindful of that. It feels like you're letting go of that. Some situation I mentioned to you earlier, the truth is hidden from you, and you're definitely feeling the truth behind certain circumstances. Your intuition is the one to let you in on that. Trust your intuition, trust your inner knowing, your inner voice about whatever it is that you're feeling, because it is right, and it may have something to do with certain people that are around you. Spiritual gifts, Gemini, a cross watcher, you might be fine-tuning these things. You might find yourself kind of diving more into this or becoming more curious about it. It has a lot to do with your journey. You're taking the same route every time, Gemini. Like I said, somebody's watching you, trying to maybe figure out your schedule. What time are you leaving? What time are you coming back? What route do you take? This sort of thing. Your guides are saying be mindful of who is in your environment and to change it up a bit. Advice, Holy Spirit, for the Gemini nation. Let yourself receive support. Literally what we were just talking about. It's often easier for empaths to give than to receive. Allow others to support you. Experience the pleasure of their caring energy. You may be someone that wants to do for everyone, Gemini. You may be someone that's very selfless and puts yourself last. Maybe you're just very independent, Gemini. Hyper independent, too independent. But it seems like your guys are saying, let the people that they're putting in your path, because it definitely feels like there is a helpful person that your spirit guides are trying to put in your path. They're saying, let this person help you, or let these people help you, Gemini. Use discernment, yes, when it comes to maybe who is in your energy, but it definitely feels like your spirit guides are putting the right people and the right circumstances in your life. There's nothing wrong with setting boundaries. It seems like there's something that you're doing. You're going through a healing process. You're weeding out certain people. And in doing so, it feels like you're setting boundaries. This might make certain people around you feel kind of uncomfortable, Gemini. But it may be necessary to set boundaries with certain people, especially if you got an energy vamp that's in your situation, Gemini. Advice, Holy Spirit, appreciate the beauty of the moon, and the moon is back. So maybe you might be doing some moon gazing, or maybe Gemini is your moon sign in particular. To calm and center yourself, or to simply experience awe, gaze at the moon tonight. Absorb the purity of your energy and the sublime presence. I'm not even sure what moon, what sign the moon is. Wow. At this time, I think Gemini might be your moon sign. I think it might be. Anyway, I mentioned to you, you might be going to the water. You might feel drawn to the beach. To remove stress, immerse yourself in a soothing bath. Walk near a body of water or gently splash water on your face. That might be why you feel drawn to the water. Gemini or cross watcher, it may be time for a spiritual cleanse. Maybe it's time to kind of get away from the monotony of every day so that maybe you can clearly hear the messages that your guides are trying to convey to you through your spirit guides, your ancestors. They have a clear message for you. Somebody's spying on you through tarot, or somebody is going to a reader to look into your situation. You could be looking into your own situation, but I feel like somebody is doing something nosy and underhanded. Gemini. With that, this concludes your 7-day forecast with angelic ascensions. If you'd like to book a personal, the way to do so would be to head over to my website, which happens to be angelicascensionstarot.com. Be aware of my social media. On Instagram and TikTok, I am at Angelic Ascensions. There is another account on there that says Angelic Ascensions 23. And in fine print, it says this is the backup channel for Angelic Ascensions. That is a phony account. Please do not think that you are speaking to me. If you have gotten DMs from that account thinking that it was me, that is not me. My account on Instagram and TikTok is at Angelic Ascensions. There are no spelling variations. There are no numbers. And no, I do not have a backup account. My account says that this is the official social media account for Angelic Ascensions. That's my account. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day. Peace out.